Hello, Fighterdiet warriors. I made an emergency 101, Fighterdiet 101 emergency meal plan solution where you don't have a way to cook, you don't have a microwave, you have nothing to do, but you have to keep going. And that's when we do Keep It Simple Stupid, and we make sure we only do what matters. All right, so this is what you can do as a suggestion. So the Fighterdiet, the emergency diet plan is when life happens, when you can't keep on tracking overwhelmingly, you don't have time to meal plan, you might be traveling, maybe your whole life is chaos and you still want to get fit and lean and healthy, which is the perfect time, the opportunity to master discipline, to learn how to do this when life happens. Because you all tend to forget that it's not about how you can track or you can keep going when life is easy or when you're motivated. But when you get overwhelmed with other things in your life, something has to give. What gives is what takes the most discipline and willpower from you to not do, and that is not go back to your regular eating whatever, not track, and not have to be reporting about it. Like, you don't want to have to take care of your diet anymore because you have other ambitions. You want to kind of just forget about it and start over next. Crybaby mode. You forgot it takes work to have the body everyone else wants to have but don't want to work for it. And you forgot you have to work for it. So I want to make sure that everyone understands there is going to be a lot of emergency or life happens in your fitness paradise life, which means there are going to be tons of opportunities to kind of fall off the wagon. Unless you make it your goal, like me, like I did, that I refuse to let life take over and override my life, because then all of a sudden I have lost a lot of time and time doesn't come back. You need a life happens routine, because if you don't have one, you're gonna go back to your old habits. It's what people do. And if you don't believe me, just know, how long have you been tracking? How long have you been doing things? And then all of a sudden you notice you do it for some time, then something happens and you don't want to analyze it, and you try again. It's time to learn, or you will be a woman who never understands why PMS happens, and you every month you think you're crazy. What happened? You ate everything, and then you wake up after PMS. Oh, that was PMS, I had my bleeding. So you've been doing that for 30 years and you didn't learn? That's why I say, do not wait for your mind to learn that you have to be disciplined and love discipline, because that's the only way you can have freedom. I'm teaching you so you can feel, truly feel, I can have all I want, but this is what I want, and be 100% satisfied. But now it's time to be remembering that when shit hits a fan, you have to keep focus on what makes it possible to not be overwhelmed and go for the wrong kind of eating. Remember, you will always be exposed to situations where you're stressed out, and when you're stressed out, you tend to make the crappy decisions. You do not make the good decisions when you're hungry or have a starved stomach, or when you're trying to do fasting, when you're trying to rely on having a flat belly. Because here's the thing, you want to have a flat belly all day long. Don't you think I want to? Don't you think I would eat a small meal all the time if I didn't have a problem with doing it? It doesn't satisfy me, and I know what happens then. I'm gonna quit what I do because I don't live my life to be grumpy that I can't eat. I made it my goal to be able to eat and stay lean, which is Fighterdiet. And it has its principles. You have to know how to do them. You cannot pick and choose, because then you completely miss what matters. All right, so I made it into rations. Think about having one big basket or a bag with whatever you're gonna put in your body to fuel you, to keep you up, is what you're gonna put in there. You have 24/7. Doesn't matter what range, what ratio, it has to be the exact amount, and that's it. It doesn't have to be prepared into a meal, it doesn't have to be at breakfast, doesn't have to be pulsed out through the day. You can eat all in one time, you can eat it throughout the whole day. As long as the same thing happens inside the box, you're not enlarging the box by adding more stuff in, you're gonna be solid with your calorie budget system. So this is the food that I just put up here to make it sure that you don't have to cook. It's nothing that you have to store properly, and it's not gonna go bad, and it's not expensive, and you can find it anywhere in the world pretty much. 1 pound of carrots, 100-gram whey protein, because that way you're gonna make sure that you secure your protein adequacy. So you're gonna have a range between 120 and 240, which is a large range, so you can never screw up. Why do you have to have that large range? Well, that's how you make life simple. And as much as you want to think that muscle is not going to be built if you lose 1 gram of protein here and there, it doesn't work that way. And you want to think you know exactly how much you need, but you don't know anything about it anyway. So that's why I think don't sweat the small stuff that you don't even know how to take care of the big stuff. So then we have 1 cup of oat bran. That will cover a lot too. And you weigh it up, because if you pack it, it's going to have around 130 grams instead of 100 grams. Just good to know. 1 can pink salmon, mustard and spices to taste. 1 pound of celery sticks can be, doesn't have to be refrigerated. 1 ounce of peanut butter or 30 grams of peanut butter, same thing there, doesn't have to be refrigerated. 20 grams of cocoa powder, swerve, you don't have to have swerve, any sweetener that has calorie-free content, great. 1 cup plain Greek yogurt, and 1 cup is usually 170-gram container. And this leads up to a very measly 1400 calories, which means you have leg room for error because the calorie budget is so low. It means that you can kind of be flexible. It's not going to be a panic attack in your mind because you suddenly realize that you had 5 grams more of peanut butter. Now you're going to freak out and throw a tantrum, and that can lead you to a diet tsunami wave. I don't want that to happen, so I'm just telling you, there's no way you're going to get fat from 5 calories up and down. It just reflects on your mindset that you are all or nothing diet prisoner, and I'm trying to get you out of there to diet paradise. But diet nirvana, Fighterdiet nirvana, nirvana means a lot of hard work if you think about it. If you wonder why it's so hard to maintain a lean body and to get lean the first time, it's like trying to reach nirvana, highest level of human consciousness ability, in a week. Nobody does that. Do you see how the people who are the highest level of Buddhism usually look, or Hindus? The gurus are like 90 years old before they're wise enough, right? And you think that this should be easier? Kind of know, it's good to know about our lack of understanding about the vast, in-depth management and overpowering of your own human nature you have to be able to do. And how many people do you know in your life that know how to do that? Nobody, right? If you see someone who is not having a lean body by choice and it's self-induced, you know they have discipline. Anyone else is just regular average human, because that's how hard it is to maintain a lean body that is done by hard work and dedication, not by genetics. And I was not genetically done this way, made this way. It's my genetics is in the environment, the epigenetics that I supposedly expose them to consistently. That's why my trend in my body is this physique I have built and chiseled. And I maintain it with Fighterdiet and my lifestyle. So my fitness paradise life is what keeps me in check. That's my this. I know how to do this no matter what. I teach you that. So with that, you have leg room for error. You have protein is in range. The omega-3 is covered in the fish oil, so there's no problem there. The fat is covered in the peanut butter, in the fish, in all the small stuff there. The veggie rations are there, 1,000 grams of optimal, and you get it optimal because the celery I consider is green enough to be kind of the cruciferous vegetables, the green vegetables, the ones that are not heavy in calories and low in volume. So this is where you want to have a lot of the cabbage, lettuce, arugula, spinach, mushrooms, not sweet potato, beets, carrots, because that is low volume, high calories, you get less. So the carrots is one, but there we have celery. So fiber, optimum, antioxidants in the cacao powder from the carrots is great for lung cancer protection. Highly nutritious, great nutrition, which means you're providing a healthy environment in your body for every cell in your body that lives. Calcium, yes, you get it in the dairy and the whey protein. And magnesium, yes, you cover it all in the cacao and the oat bran. And then vitamin D, you would supplement it if you don't spend time out in the sun 8 hours a day and get sun cancer, then you're not going to have enough vitamin D. Everyone is deficient because they put the standard reference too low. They've changed it, so everyone needs to be optimized. You got to have 5,000 IU probably a day in vitamin D3. And remember, you don't quote me on this. You go to your doctor, ask, what can I do? She says this, should I do this? And then consult your team. So you boosting your immune system this way with this emergency plan, much, much better than going and have your easy so-called junk food McDonald's, which is gonna sabotage your health, that's gonna invite viruses, gonna invite parasites, that are gonna destroy your gut health, that pretty much makes all the bacteria just have, the people who eat a lot of sugar and have bad stuff have stomach aches, heartburn, acid reflux a lot because of the food. It's not healthy bodies. So if you want to keep doing that abuse to your body, it's gonna manifest in the lack of lush skin. You're gonna have dull hair, you're gonna have brittle nails, you're just gonna be tired all the time, having foggy brains, and you're gonna have cravings, and you're gonna have no life quality because your body's unhappy, and that's you, because you want to be convenient. But your body wants health, it wants to be taken care of. You need to take care of your body, which is your home, until you die. It's going to be your home, there's no backup, and you deserve to have a nutritious diet, because that is the jet fuel you need for your vehicle in life. So you are satisfying too. You're satisfying your hunger because it's a big volume, not a small volume, empty belly, hate my life diet. This is a diet plan designed for you to last and sustain when life is strugglesome, when it's harder than ever, and you can't keep doing what you're not even an expert at. You don't know what you're doing and you get overwhelmed. I get it. That's when you have to understand it's gonna be either you trying too hard, which is too hard for you. It's like you can't squat 300 pounds before you can do a bodyweight squat. It's not gonna work no matter how much you want to. There's no problem with your wish for it. But dreams are dreams, right? The goals are different. You have to work even when you don't want to. This is the solution that you can have when you need to make it simple and really think about triaging and take away everything that is overwhelming. We all go through those times in life, and you can win it by just making sure you know how to do it. So this is the official Fighterdiet Emergency 101, and I can't wait to get more and more real recipe meal plans with no cook versions, with microwave only, with only cold food. Every solution for your life, so you can find your fitness paradise life and never fall off, because it's just too much value in having it. Because you're gonna want to have security, comfort, a relaxed relationship with you, health and nutrition and diet. You want to be able to do everything in your life and not be stopped by erratic eating problems that you never solve because it's too tough. I am the coach who's going to help you out with this, because I don't know anyone else who wants to win this game more than I do, because I made it my whole life mission. Because I refused to be accepting, to hate being starving and hungry and be scared of being alone with myself, because I'm gonna eat everything in sight, and then I'm not gonna be able to stay lean, and then I'm gonna have to go on another fasting and starving for months, and then I'm gonna be so hungry I can't control it, and then after each deadline or whatever photo shoot I would have no way to stop myself from eating, and then I'm gonna have to spend more time. And remember, this is diet person, and that's what I never wanted to live my life in. So I created, how do you stay happy with eating healthy, that is filling and satisfying, and also how do you indulge, that is deliciousness, that is not about eating for your goal, but eating for deliciousness, for satisfaction, pure for satisfaction, ecstasy in your mind. How do you combine those? Because I remember one thing. After this photo shoot in 2008, you know what I did? I had my treat day after. That was a celebration after taking myself to contest shape, having the photo shoot. And then after that was a large Domino's pizza. I didn't eat the dough because I wanted all the cheese, and I added extra cheese. I didn't want the bread because it made me thirsty. And then I had a lot of ice cream, I had chocolate. And then it took me about 3 months before I got lean again, because that's how long it takes for me to work off how I can eat in a day and not even feel nauseated, except for feeling disgusted and discouraged. And why did I do this when I know now I'm gonna spend 3 months to just do that, when I could have just thought, if someone had been myself then to tell me to do a pobo, and then notice that it's no problem, I know I'm gonna have this to indulge next week, so why do I make it such a fist now? If it's always gonna come back every week to have a new indulgence, why do I make it a stress that I'm gonna think I'm never gonna have it? That's when you notice it's all about the mind. You are all forgetting, it's all a mind fuck.